Hello everybody, welcome back to Quantum Break. We're going to go into Act 4 Part 3 today, Swimming Pool in 2010. So Jack has just gone back to July 4th, 2010 to try and get the countermeasure, which we're basically sure is going to fail. But we don't know how. Possibly because somebody else has already snaffled it from us, or they take it from us after we get it, I don't know. But yeah, so I'm hoping my controller survives today, because I haven't played this for a little while, so I haven't charged my controller for quite some time, and I don't know how much battery it's got left. But I'm going to just jump in and see, because the longer I jabber, the more likely we are going to delay things. I was just playing on normal, wasn't I? Yeah, I'm just going to restart, because I don't remember if it actually played the intro or not, or if I stopped it. I don't know if there was an intro, was there? Yeah, that's what I thought, it just went straight in. Okay, I watched the recap just because I needed a bit of a refresher. I do remember all of that stuff, so it's fine. So we're walking back in time, I guess. I'm stuck on the wall. I'm not walking back in time, I'm just gonna be stuck in a corner. Oh. What is that? Oh, that's cool. Oh, I wasn't actually thinking that we'd see things like this in here. That's cool. It makes it much more interesting just walking around in a circle, I suppose. Is that Beth? I can't tell who some of the people are. Whether I should recognize them or not. Because they're so vague. Like, you might see it better on the screen, I don't know, but... So, in theory, we're in 2010 now? Oh.
Your first journey back in time, 2010. This is where our notes get hazy.
You know how it ended.
Your goal when you arrived was to retrieve the countermeasure.
But my goal had to wait. Because I wasn't alone.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. What is the banging? Is that my brother? Or is somebody else here? How did I do? I've forgotten how to... Aha. My abilities. Things. Let's look at all the things first. What did we have collectible-wise? How do I get into my thing again? Okay, so we have no intel, obviously, because it's not near thingy. We've got a couple of coronal sources, some documents, a computer, and a media. It's really warm today, hence my incredibly unattractive outfit, because it is very cool. So my dog is not dealing well with the heat at the moment. Is that slashed or burnt?
What's going on here? Since when did Will run a graffiti workshop? None of this crap was here in 2016.
No. Oh. Well. Okay, let's look at this. This is the computer, presumably. Is that going to be Will or is someone else going to be here? From William Joyce, read the countermeasure to Beth Wilder. Okay, leaving the workshop now. The countermeasure is secured in my safe. I know better than to ask the reasoning behind this request. In 11 years, you've never been wrong, and I don't want to know about the future anyway. But that won't make this easy for me to digest. Can we meet tomorrow? Now that the device is complete, I need to know what the next steps are, and please be careful with the countermeasure. It's tremendously powerful, and sourcing the coronal particles for it has taken over a decade. Rebuilding would take me years and years. Oh, Beth, oh, that's a big one. Okay, so he started off to Beth first. We'll do this bit. It's finished, finally finished. Tests are all positive. I have officially constructed a working countermeasure for the fracture in time. I can't prove it, obviously, since there's no fracture to deploy it against, but I believe it will work. It has passed every test I can conceive. There's no reason I can see that it wouldn't. Given your knowledge of the future, I'm guessing you already knew this would be the case, the date I completed my work. This day has been a long time coming. I was beginning to doubt it was possible. I haven't heard from you in almost 2 years now. Please tell me you're still out there. And then she replied saying, I'm now going to ask you to do something that will sound counterintuitive. Leave the workshop, leave the countermeasure behind, and do not return until tomorrow morning. As with all of my orders, it is best that I don't go into further detail. So that was obviously because she knew we were coming. So that's a narrative object.
Hey, Bobby Radford coming at you.
Oh, it's Bobby.
4th of July. And what
Of
a
course it
fine
is.
day it is, too. Things are looking up for Riverport. Don't believe me? Just look at that shiny new Monarch building going up. That's a big deal for
Why
this
does that look like
town.
Liam?
Sure. I know there's been complaints. Talking about how Monarch's tearing down this or that, taking over the mom and pop spots, making Riverport more corporate. Some of that's happening. It ain't all good. A huge corporation like that, you know, they're all about power and profit. But I say, hold on there. Put it in perspective. This town's been miserable for a long time. A long time. When our shipbuilding industry took that final nosedive, we hit one hell of a slump. A lot of people I know been unemployed for years now, and that's hard. But Monarch's here. And they're starting to change that big time. So they ain't perfect. So what? It beats the alternative. I want to be optimistic about this. It ain't wrong to have a little hope for the future. I want to believe that this is capitalism working as intended, you know? The American way, you could say.
Changes his mind on that one, doesn't he? So these are obviously Beth's stencils, aren't they? That's what all of these are. I didn't realize what that was up there initially. But it's a spray stencil. When he said about graffiti, I thought he meant what was like the stuff that was on it, but then realized, obviously, look at that one, what it was. Explore the swimming pool. So I can open that door. Do I want to go there, or do I want to go over that way? Because that's where it sounds like the banging's coming from. Let's just see if I can open this yet. Oh, it's locked.
What the?
I'm
Someone's
guessing
in
this is
here.
going to be Beth that's here, because she
It's
asked him
locked.
to leave.
I gotta check out that gunfire before I go anywhere else.
Oh, it's gunfire. I thought it was just like, oops, someone banging on stuff. So that counted as 2 of my things. So there should be a 3rd one in here, and then we've got a bit of a gap. Let's just make sure I haven't missed anything obvious in this bit. That's obviously going to be next
What
section.
the hell is that? The fuck are they shooting at?
I'm guessing it's Beth. Because Beth and guns would make sense. Is that my other thing in there? Or is it something I just want to make sure I don't miss anything. As we know what I'm like. Ah. Cool. So that should be... Oops. Oh yeah, how many of those do I have, actually? Good point. Available 7. Maybe I should do an upgrade. What should I do? Time vision, increased range? That's actually probably quite useful. Maximum focus. Focus time. I don't really use focus time. I should try and use it more. I know. At the moment, I have not. I might do the time vision range. Oops. Just because I use that a lot, obviously, and that will help me see enemies and stuff from further away. Enemies and goodies and all sorts of things. Right, don't shoot me, Beth. This is you. "11-year-older Beth." Not my Beth, but a Beth.
Beth? It's me.
She wouldn't have seen
hey,
us for 11
hey.
years. This is the one that's gone in
What
the
happened
future
here?
then.
This is it. There's no turning back.
Oh, do we see what she got? Oh, I didn't think we'd actually get to see, like, her going off anywhere.
Jack?
Yeah, the stuff she's seeing doesn't sound quite so nice as what
Dr.
we saw.
Emerald sent me to the future. I fought for months trying to find a way to get back. I wasn't the only one.
Yeah. And that's why when he came out,
I followed him back. In school. He set William's machine to 1999. The first possible exit point.
Don't shoot! Don't shoot! Don't shoot!
It's okay. Hey, it's okay.
so he did genuinely shoot Will, our Will.
Who are you?
How do we never know that he got
Beth
shot?
Wilder. There's some things you need to know.
You're the reason he built the countermeasure. And you've been here ever since. 11 years. Why? Why didn't you come back?
We should get ready. We don't have much time.
She had to make sure that her things all got fulfilled.
She had changed,
Maybe
and there was a weight in her
Lima?
eyes. She was hiding something.
She always was.
Ooh.
What exactly do you believe changed in Beth?
She lost hope.
Beth's journal. Is this going to be really long? Oh, it is. Okay. Is that going to be July 19th? February 28th. Okay. February 28th, 1999. Back in time. Here I am, back in a time I've already lived once before. No idea how long I'll need to stay here. No idea what comes next. This isn't how it was supposed to go. This wasn't the plan. If I'm going to come to terms with that, then I'm going to need to write it all down. There's nobody to tell this to but myself. So hello, me, again. This is all starting back in 2000... Oh, this all started back in 2016. Jack and I kidnapped Dr. Amaral. We were supposed to use the time machine to travel back to 2010 and retrieve the countermeasure. I believe Dr. Amaral switched the date at the last moment. I heard Jack calling out, but it was too late. I was already inside. There was nothing to do but keep moving forward, and when I exited the corridor, I arrived in the one place I never thought possible. The end of time. My greatest fear was realized. I'm still trying to grasp what that means. My entire life has been devoted to stopping the fracture. What I saw was proof that it couldn't be stopped. I can't believe that. There's a logic to all of this, a meaning. I just haven't found it yet. I'm not ready to write down details at the end of time, not yet. The essential part of the story is that I found a way back. I spent a long time trying to fix William's machine, but somebody beat me to it. He set a course to the earliest time the machine could operate, the first time the core was activated, February 28, 1999. I followed him through. That's when I found William, still alive, much younger than I had ever seen him. I warned him about the fracture. I told him that he was the only one who could create a solution. He begged me not to tell him anything else about the future. He said he couldn't stand living like that, being constantly aware of what will come to pass. His every action just part of the preordained dance. I wanted to tell him more, but I know how he felt. William agreed to do what must be done. He agreed to build the countermeasure. The whole time it was me who set him on that path. He says the machine doesn't have the sufficient chronon capacity to return me to the future. He says a jump that far would be nearly impossible without a substantial scientific breakthrough. Apparently that hasn't happened yet. That's his way of saying I'm trapped in 1999. Second time around, so here I am. July 19th, 1999. Time machine move success. I worked with Phil to get the time machine moved. Had to make sure Serene wouldn't be able to use it to his advantage, so he moved it to the one place I knew it would be safe, Bradbury swimming pool. Will spent a big chunk of his research grant buying the property. It's the one place I know for sure that Monarch won't find us. After all, they still weren't aware of it in 2016. That means this is my new home for the time being. Will refuses to build the countermeasure here. He says it has to be done at his workshop. He chose that location to build the time machine for a reason. Something about abnormal chronon density anomalies whatever. Didn't seem to concern him that the very people we need to hide from know about the workshop. Probably doesn't help that he won't let me tell him who those people actually are. Guy's almost as stubborn as his brother. Now that the move is complete and Will is on his way, all I can do is wait. Not liking the idea of that. Keeping busy was the only thing that distracted me from the eerie nature of being trapped here. Guess I should look at the bright side. Second chance at having a killer Y2K party. September 5th, 1999. Little me. The most surreal experience. Her eyes looked so full of life, looking to the clouds, invulnerable to the world around her. She looked full of life. She looked happy. It was me. I knew the day was coming. I knew that I had to go see her and set her on her mission so that she would do what I needed to be done. So that someday she would become, well, me. She was in the backyard, bright red duffel coat, playing. Simple pleasures. It's strange I remember the small details so differently the first time around. When I was a child, that woman who came to see me seemed like an angel, a limitless source of wisdom, gifting me with a purpose. Now it was that woman. Trembling, a lump in my stomach, nervous as hell. It didn't matter. I knew she was too young to see those things on my face. I gave her the notebook. I told a small child to give up those simple pleasures to pursue a life that would bring nothing but pain and hardship. I promised her that it would all be worth it, that she would make a difference, that she would save the world. She believed me. January 1st, 2000. Epic Y2K party. 8 bagels with cream cheese and watched Buffy reruns in drained swimming pool. Party on. September 11th, 2001, 9/11. I tried to stop it a second time. I warned them, told them exactly what was going to happen, and nothing changed. I came to terms with the fact that none of this could be changed as a child, that since then I've seen things that make me desperate to prove myself wrong, desperate to believe that what I've seen cannot come to pass. I tried to stop the rise of Monarch. I tried to stop Paul Serene, both versions of him. Every action was negated by the force of a timeline that cannot be bent or broken. I've tried to stop tragedy as well. Jack's parents, Christmas of 1999. I knew what happened to them. This time I was there. Car crashed exactly as it was supposed to. My presence only led it to happen as it always did. I went to the funeral. I watched Jack cry. I watched Will build up a wall around himself. I watched 2 brothers change forever in that moment, and I could do nothing about this. And now this. May 22nd, 2002. Monarch. They spotted me near William's workshop. Barely got out of there alive. After all this time, Serene is still obsessed with finding me. He won't give up until he does. Have to be more careful in the future. A year later, the end of time. Been having recurring nightmares about what I saw. I've been dreading doing this, but it's time. I have to write it out. It's the only way to move past it. In 2016, I entered the time machine, intending to travel back to 2010. That didn't happen. Dr. Amaral changed the date when I exited the machine. I arrived at the end of time. So she read it is 2003, so 4 years after she came out, basically 3.5. Where did it go? End of time. So the fracture had run its course. Time had stopped altogether. The entire world was frozen in one hanging moment. I was the only one who was still able to function, or so I thought. Then the shifters came. I can still hear them. The sounds echo through my dreams. The entire world was still except me. They really don't like movement. I'd stepped out of the machine into the one thing I spent my entire life trying to prevent. The fracture was never fixed. I was living through the proof. The first hours were the hardest. I was living through a nightmare that I couldn't wake up from, surrounded by constant reminders that my mission would fail, never able to stay in one place because the shifters were always searching, always hunting. I wasn't alone. I discovered the first evidence of this a few days in. I heard the shifters become agitated, but I was nowhere near them. They were following somebody else, Paul Serene, a younger Paul. Scared, weak, vulnerable, he found me, tried to convince me that we needed to work together to help each other through. He found out very quickly that I wanted him dead. He had no training, no kill instinct, but he had those damn powers, and all I had was the Cronin harness. The end of the world, the only 2 people left, and we became sworn enemies. I can't be sure how long we spent there. It could have been months, could have been years. When time doesn't move, it feels like an eternity. Our grip on reality slipped away, trapped in an endless loop of brutal survival. Though we were enemies, there was a strange bond formulated through that suffering. We shared an experience that no other human has ever endured. Eventually, Paul managed to get William's time machine working, and he was convinced that he needed to travel back to the earliest possible point in order to stop this all from happening. He had yet to learn that the past couldn't be changed. I followed him through the machine, but he escaped. He formed Monarch, he built an empire. I watched the birth of a monster. I can't escape the feeling that my actions helped shape what he became. Maybe I could have guided him. Maybe if I hadn't tried to hunt him down and kill him at the end of time. That can't be my part in all of this. There has to be more. I wake up in a cold sweat most nights. I hear the shifters coming. I can almost feel their presence. Much of my experience at the end of time has become a blur in my memory, but there is one detail that I can't shake. One detail that brings my entire mission into question. One detail that haunts me. 2021. I don't get it. February 2005. Hobbies. 5 years until the countermeasure will be complete. I spend most of my days training. I don't know what happens once the device is finished, but being prepared is my specialty. I still wonder if Jack will follow the plan, if he'll emerge from that machine in 2010. Best not to think about it. I'm not giving up, but I can't let these thoughts consume me. I need to focus on the present. Focus on what is in front of me. That's the mantra that keeps me going. Just focus on the present. So I decided to take on some hobbies. Tried poetry, got depressed, dabbled with the guitar for a while, smashed it against the wall. Then I started experimenting with graffiti. Seems to be working out okay for me so far. It's fulfilling on a few different levels, partly as a form of self-expression, partly as a means of release, partly just to mess with people. What happens when Joe analyzes some graffiti on a wall one day, builds an interpretation in his head, and then 3 years later the depiction of that image comes true? Not sure, but it's fun to think about. I can't change anything, but at least it gives me the illusion of some kind of power. That illusion is what keeps me holding on. So that definitely means that this Beth ends up obviously back in the future, because she's the one spray painting all the murals everywhere. So, and they didn't look like they were old, right? They looked new. So she must be going around doing that, because they would have faded quite a bit. Sometimes I leave anonymous notes in people's mailboxes telling them what will happen next week. I watch their reactions from afar. Voyeurism and graffiti, that's my life these days. Focus on the present. October 8th, 2007, a couple of years later. Jack. I started watching him recently. I know Monarch is tracking him, so I keep my distance. I wasn't sure why I felt the need to follow him to watch his life from the outside, but now I think I understand. I met Jack in the wake of his brother's death, the onset of the fracture, worst day of both of our lives. He was broken. That's the only Jack I ever knew. There's some kind of comfort seeing him in happier times. I watched his band play a gig nearby. Atrociously bad. Whiny emo music. Definitely a music movement I didn't need to live through a second time, but there was something pure about seeing him up there letting it all out. He never had an easy life. It was nice to see that he found a way to release all that. He just looked happy. It made me forget everything else. The nightmares stopped for a while after that, so I kept following him. It gave me something else to focus on. So she's been stalking me for 4 years? 5 years? 5 years? Or unless she stopped, of course, which she may have. I spent most of my life hiding who I am, what I know. I knew Jack for less than 24 hours, but he's the only person I've opened up to about everything. I keep forgetting that it's only been like less than a day, obviously from the beginning of the game to this point. It's a lot happens. I told him the truth, he believed me. I wish I could thank him for that. I'm not sure what I'm going to tell him if he comes through machine on July 4th, 2010. What will he think when he sees me? 11 years have passed. I look like I've aged 3 lifetimes since then, and for him it could have only have been a couple of minutes. What do I say? That I saw the end, that this might all be for nothing. I was the one who believed without question that we would stop the fracture, that confidence has now been replaced with insecurity, weakness. I fear letting him see that. I fear that he'll see the doubt in my eyes. For years I felt invincible, full of hope. I'm not that woman anymore. I'm scared. December 2007? Memory. Tonight I painted something at the university campus. It was only after I finished and took a step back to look at it that I realized I've seen it before, about a decade ago. Remains of something painted on the wall but not washed away. It was a jolt. Is all of this futile? Nothing sticks. Nothing has changed. All of it's wasted away by the river of time. So some of it is old stuff then. I don't remember if I saw the one at the university. Did I see the one at the university? Might have done. Bloody time travel. 2008, July. Will. I've been in contact with Will every 6 months or so. Short exchanges just to get an update on his progress building the countermeasure. He's still at least 2 years away from completion, but he's now confident that he knows how the countermeasure will work. He told me that the countermeasure will be able to reverse a fracture in time, but in order to do so, it must be activated early in the escalation of the fracture. Once the fracture runs its full course, once the end of time is reached, he believes the countermeasure will be rendered ineffective. So that's why it's only creating a bubble when the other guys are using it then? I asked him what it would mean if the end of time ever occurred, and he said it would mean that the fracture was never stopped. It would mean that we failed. July 21st, 2008. Everything I have done has been for nothing. Final entry in 2010, July 4th. The day is here. Soon I will receive word that William has completed the countermeasure. I'm sure of it. I've come to accept that this doesn't mean we will succeed. I've come to accept that my mission was a lie. But I'm not giving up. Lie or not, I devoted my life to this cause. It gave me meaning. It's all I've ever known. Even if I've seen the proof that I won't succeed, I'm not giving up. I will dedicate every ounce of courage that I have left to seeing this through. I'll retrieve the countermeasure. I'll keep it safe until 2016. I'll do everything in my power to activate it when the time comes. I will fail, but I will fail knowing that I did everything in my power to save the world. For years, I hoped that this would be the day when I would see Jack again. I've given up that hope. This mission started with me alone. That's how it will end. This will be my final entry. So she didn't actually think that was coming through, even though I suppose she had no reason to think I was going through. What was this I saw in this corner? Oops. Ah! Did I mess it up? Dang it! Oh no. How do I rewind it? Okay.
I can't do this anymore. I can't. I can't fucking do this.
We need to give her hope again. We're here now. We can help. We can make you hope. We'll do it. Which bit is the bit that... I'll go back and get that in a second. I just didn't want to miss this. I could see it was out here somewhere, so...
Alright.
I don't think there's anything up there. Alright. Oops. I'm pressing all the wrong buttons again.
11 years.
Wall of calendars. Well. Right, let's just double check. Okay, so that's all we've got here, and then there's going to be the other room back in present with Jack, probably. Hello, my dear.
I'll unlock the door.
Or not present with Jack, as in
So where's Will? Where's the countermeasure?
through the door.
The countermeasure's at William's workshop, where he built it.
Yes, I knew that, because I read your diary.
Then that's where we go.
As all good
Yes.
friends do.
That was the plan. I just have to unlock this.
I've got to get there. There should be, wasn't there a video log going to be one in here somewhere? Oh, maybe that'll be
My
in his
supplies are
workshop.
upstairs. We'll need to get them.
Yeah.
There's so much you don't know.
Yeah.
That you never saw. I gave up on the idea that you would ever come.
I know you did, my dear, but I'm here now, so...
I need to know we're
Good.
still in this together.
I told you once our fate is already laid out for us. I still believe that. More than ever. I'm just...
So, sorry. I know you've got things to say. I just wanted to check if that was, yeah. Just make sure I hadn't walked past something.
What that might mean.
It means we finish this.
Together. So I wonder if it was us that goes back to the morning. So if we need to activate the countermeasure early, maybe they tried to go back before we left. It has to be one of our group.
You need gear? Take whatever you need.
Ooh,
The rest of it's going in the river. Along with everything else I brought here.
don't mind if I do.
That's a little drastic.
My time here is done, Jack.
What did I have
I
before?
have to erase my presence.
Oh, not the same thing.
Let me know when you're ready to go.
Okay, I will, but not yet, because things.
Okay.
Beth's
Countermeasures at
new
Will's
temper.
workshop. We find it, then what?
You bring it back here, use the machine, and return to the future. Use it to stop the fracture. That was always the plan.
Yes.
That is still the plan.
Yes. Ready when you are, Jack.
Rise of Monarch Whiteboard.
You followed Paul to 1999. Why did he travel so far back?
To form Monarch. Prepare for what's coming.
You kept tabs on him.
And he's kept tabs on me.
So he was following Will from the beginning. Martin Hatch got hired in 2001. No details available on him prior to that. They skipped load down to 2. A lot of this I've seen in the other things, haven't we? Investments have stopped. PR campaign has begun. Well positioned. Martin Hatch is designated as spokesperson in 2006. Previous spokesperson found dead. Every promotion Hatch receives results from a trail of blood. Construction began on Monarch Tower in 2008. They investigated Will's workshop in 2009. How would they know what he was up to, though? I mean, he knows obviously about the machine, but he doesn't know about the countermeasure. Like, how would he have known to watch his workshop? The fact it's giving me all of these. Ooh. Ooh, what do I want? What can I carry? Can I carry 3 things? Is any of these one of the big ones that goes on the other side? No. Okay. I don't remember what guns I liked anymore. Oh no. Heavy pistol didn't have that much ammo, did it? Tactical SMG. Oh, I don't know what I want. How much ammo does this have? 144. Which one did I pick up? What have I got? Oh, I do have 3 things. Okay, that's fine. Can I not have more shotgun ammo? So what was that? That was the carbine rifle. And I've got something else on the moment. Oh, the carbine rifle goes over my shotgun. Yeah, no, shotgun. Always shotgun. A full automatic shotgun. Or... more ammo. Okay, I think that's everything here then. Got all the collectibles. So that might be us done in this bit. I'll speak to her just to see what happens next, but I think we're going to be
I can't imagine what happened to you.
getting into the next bit, so we'll have to potentially stop.
When you entered that machine, I wanted to go after you, but I didn't know where Sophia sent you or how to find you.
You made it here. It's all that matters. You followed the plan.
Whatever happened to you, change it.
Don't.
We can fix this.
Don't.
We can undo this.
You still don't get it. It can't be changed. No matter what we do, the pieces fall in all of the exact same places. I've tried. Over and over.
I can't just sit back and do nothing.
You have to let go. Jack. You have to let go.
Yeah, but we're still moving forwards.
I've seen it. The end of time. That is where she sent me. I was there. I've been fighting this fight my entire life, and I saw us fail. I saw where this leads. I just don't know anymore. I don't know if we can win this thing.
Then we'll die finding out.
Ooh.
I don't know a fraction of the hell that Beth went through, what she experienced when she saw the end of time, how that changed her, like it.
There it is.
No, it's not. I skipped, so I didn't know what happened to that. So, yeah, the thing I'm on, right? And it might be partly to do with Alan Wake 2, is a bit of a spiral theory. So, yes, she went to the end of time, but that's because everything is happening in order. So, she went to the end of time because she'd already been to the end of time. And now she's gone back to the past and is... So her path, although she's in the past, she's still going forwards. You know, like this is 11 years later for Beth. So it's still possible that we'll fix time, but it couldn't have been stopped at that point where she went through. It's just so that then would still have happened, and that because all of that has to have happened for this to happen. You know? So it's a spiral. So at some point, these two will still fix it somehow, I'm pretty sure. Because they're still going forwards. They're not repeating the things that they've already seen. They're doing the bits. Like Beth that went forwards hadn't done the stuff that she's now done. If that makes any sense at all. I just want to see. Shush, no talking. How many collectibles are in this one? Okay, again, not that many. So I will probably do, I think I will do that on a second episode. Just because I don't know exactly how long that will take. This one was quite a short one because probably the majority of that was me reading Beth's diary. But it was a good thing to read, I think, because it was very interesting. So we're 75% of the way through. So in theory, there'll be this bit, and then there'll be... Wait, didn't I say I was going to get a will diary? Did I miss one? Diaries and upgrades. Oh, it's in part 4, sorry. But we do have... Oh, we've got a couple of new Beth ones. 2016 and 1999. Have we got any other ones? That's not new. So, yeah. Okay, so let's watch these Beth ones now, and then we can... Did we not watch that one? I feel like we watched that one. This one. I'm sure we watched that one. Why did it have a dot next to it? That's weird. And my PlayStation, Xbox did do an update, and then it had to resync my data and stuff, so it could just be some weird thing from that. But let's just check if I've seen this one or not.
We've got Dr. Emerald.
Yeah.
If she can fix
Definitely
this
seen this
machine, then...
We've seen that one. Right. End of time. February 28th, 1999, at 9 p.m. on her journey through time.
February 28th, 1999. 2100 hours. He got away. Serene is gone. When Amaral sent me through the machine, I thought I'd come out on the other end with a solution in sight.
Is this going to be her diary that I read?
I found the opposite.
As in the whole thing?
The end of time. I saw it. I don't know what that means. Ever since I was 8 years old, I saw proof that things happen for a reason, that they can't be changed, that I had a purpose. I don't know what to believe now. If what I saw was real, then anything we do to stop it will fail. If that's true, then what is this all for? What does it mean? I can't give up. I'm gonna complete the cycle. Find a solution. There's still hope. I have to believe that.
Okay, so it's just the first part of the diary. I wonder what the last one will be. When do we get that one? Ooh, so we get Beth and a Will thing. Yeah, so I'm still thinking that we're going to be the ones going back to that 7 o'clock in the morning one, or at least Beth is. Or there's somebody else here and they go back. And that's what glitches the machine. But I feel like that's going to be us returning. Me and her. And yeah, that's about as far as I'm getting at the moment. Somebody's going to take the countermeasure from us because they've already got it. So it has to be taken now because it seemed like they had the countermeasure for quite some time. Monarch. Like, it wasn't something they just got in 2016. They'd had it for a while. So, yeah. Interesting to see how this is going to play out. We're obviously going to fight them at the workshop because we've just stocked up with weapons. But how that will all come out, I don't know. What will have sent them there? And if they're at his workshop in 2010... I mean, I'm trying to remember the Will diaries now, as in the ones he actually wrote about the countermeasure being gone. Because he emailed her, didn't he? He didn't mention anything about Monarch having taken it. So, if they are there, they must clean up after themselves and he must not be there, so he doesn't realise. Potentially. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to leave this here. So, on the next one, we'll do Act 4, Part 4, which will hopefully get us a couple more diaries as well. And then we'll probably, I imagine, be at the next, if there is going to be one, either next decision thing, I forgot what they're called. What are they called? Junction. Next junction, or it will be whether, I don't know if there'll be a junction or not at this one. Because it kind of feels like, obviously, there's only Act 5, so I assume that there would be another junction. Did it say, anything about junction 4? Yeah, okay, so there is a junction, and then we've just got intel. Yeah, so presumably if we get the next one done, then we might be able to do the junction and then do the episode by itself, or do the junction and the episode together. Depends how long it is. But for now, we're done, so I'll see you guys next time.